After 250 km of use, I think the Novablast 3 held up exceptionally well. I wore them for my easy run, long run, some fast ride, and even during my half marathon race. Today, let's take a closer look on how this shoe withstood with the test of time and high mileage. As a beginner runner, the Asics Novablast 3 is the second pair of running shoe that I pick up. It had a very good comment online. People were liking this shoe, and in fact, they even given this shoe the best running shoe of year 2022. I was fortunate enough to pick up the Novablast 3 a few months ago in this Blue Island colorway from Sport Direct Shopee with a great discount, bringing down the final price to 424 ringgit. Alright, I'm excited to share with you my experience and insight on training with this shoe. I will talk about how I train with the shoe, durability and performance over time, and I will provide you my personal buying guide, hopefully help you to make an informed decision when it comes to purchasing the Novablast 3. First, I want to talk about my experience on training with the Novablast 3. Since the purchase, it has been one of my go-to daily trainer. I have been rotating it consistently with another pair of daily trainer on my shelf. I found myself reaching for the Novablast 3 for my run every 1 to 2 days, and this frequency has allowed me to try it on a different run and really get to feel how this shoe perform over time. So for my recent training, I've been using the Asics Novablast 3 mostly on my easy run with a pace around 720 to 830 per kilometer. Gotta say, this run always feel comfy thanks to the cushion on this shoe. They are FF Plus foam that give me a really nice bounce and soft landing. The outsole of the shoe is also wide enough to stabilize every of my cadence. Every step I land on the ground just feels secure and consistent. I'm also a big fan of the lacing system of this shoe because it gives my heel and ankle a really good secure lockdown and support even without using the runner nodes. Moving to the tongue, it is a gusseted tongue with a W-shaped design. I like the design of the tongue because it makes the tongue stick with my feet very well and did not move at all during my run. Besides using the shoe for my daily easy run, I did take the shoe out for my long run with a distance around 10 to 15 km. As the long run progressed and my legs start to feel fatigued, I can feel the shoe always continue to keep me going with its bouncy and responsive platform, providing me that much needed energy, especially in the final few kilometers of my long run. What's more was the shoe did not overheat even though I was running for a long time. The upper mesh was very breathable. The tongue was a thin layer with small perforation, which means the overall air circulation for this shoe was very good. All in all, I have no big problem wearing the Asics Novablast 3 for a longer run. I did also use the Novablast 3 for some fast ride in between my easy run. Gotta say, it had a stable and squishy responsive feel, but it just did not hit the mark of my personal preference. When it comes to speed workout, I like to have something a little bit more firm ground contact for each of my stride that can give me a sense of stability and power. I think that solid connection with the ground can propel me forward and help me to maintain my running form and efficiency. However, with the Novablast 3, I found that the cushioning were a little bit too much for my liking. While it is great for easy run where I search for that extra comfort, but it does not quite provide me with the firmness that I crave for those speed sessions. I believe some of you might absolutely love the Novablast 3 for your speed day, but for me, it's just not the right fit. I actually decided to wear the Novablast 3 for a couple of races that I did recently, the 12 km Twin City and the Cyber City Half Marathon, and I think it was a solid choice. The overall spec for the shoe were pretty nice. First, the upper were very breathable, so my feet did not feel like they were doing sauna in there. Plus, I also mentioned I like the wrap by the shoe and the heel support were on point. I'm not worrying about any slippering or discomfort during the race. The midsole got this awesome bounce. It gave me that extra pop for each of my stride, and I can feel the energy was being returned, propelling me forward and helping me to maintain my pace as the race goes on. And when it comes to landing, the shoe delivered the stability. I never feel wobbles or unsure about my footing. They gave me a solid and reliable platform to land on, which I think was crucial, especially in the final stretch of a race. In my half marathon race, I actually run in a humid, wet condition, and running in that kind of weather can be brutal, But this shoe handled it well. My feet always stay comfortable and did not feel like soaking in a heavy water puddle. So I'm really thankful for my choice choosing to run with the Asics Novablast 3. I also noticed there are a lot of runners who are rocking the Novablast 3 in the race. It looks like the shoe has been a go-to choice for many runners to use it in a casual race like the one that I did. So yeah, based on my experience running with the Asics Novablast 3, I can say this is a good choice if you're looking for a comfortable ride, some extra bounce and a stable landing. They definitely held up for me in my daily training as well as doing some casual race. Alright, now let's check out the appearance of the Novablast 3 after I run around 250 km on them. So first thing first, the uppers stay in a really good shape. Sure, they collect some dirt and become a little bit dirty for my daily use, especially in my last half marathon where I run in a humid, wet condition. But no worries, after I give it a quick wash, they just look as good as a new pair of shoes. For the lacing system and tongue, I did not notice any wear and tear. The material used is holding up very well, and onto the heel cup, the padding and support in this area remains super comfy and solid. The Asics logo at the insole just kind of disappeared after a few wear, but it's not a big deal. The insole still looks and performs very well for me. Moving on to the midsole, I start to notice some creases at the foam around middle and front part of the shoe, but I think this is totally normal. It happened when the foam compressed and decompressed during the run to give us that squishious and responsive feel. Honestly, if you don't look closely, you won't even notice the creases, and the overall appearance still looks very good for me. Some runners actually have the issue of midsole paint wiping off, but this has not been a serious problem for me. I just noticed a tiny bit of wiping off at the very bottom of the heel. Now the outsole. As a mid to 4 foot landing runners, I can see most of the wearing are happening in the fore part of the outsole, and the rubbers in the middles is wore out a little bit more compared to the side rubbers. But you know what? The color design of the side rubbers still looks very nice. The thickness are still there, and this little hole right here on the rubber, they did not capture rocks or anything. So usually I'm not worried about slipping or sliding when I'm wearing the Novablast 3. Overall, after a quarters of 1000 km, the Novablast 3 still remain in a great shape. They are holding up well, still durable and comfy for my day-to-day training. It is doing exactly what I expected based on my research before purchasing them. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with its performance. Here's a quick buying guide for you guys if you're looking to get yourself a pair of Novablast 3. First is the price. This shoe retail for around 529 ringgit, but since this model came out in year 2022, you can actually get some sweet discount on Asics website or third-party retailer like Sport Direct. My tips on snagging a great deal is 1. You have to be patient, and 2nd, you have to keep looking around until you find a great one. When it comes to sizing, it is true to size. Personally, I went half size bigger to give my toes some room to breathe and prevent rubbing. I never have any pain or discomfort wearing the Novablast 3, so you can think about sizing up for a little bit when you pick your size. As for the pairing option, these shoes are actually pretty versatile. They are great on day-to-day training and on race day. For me, I'm using it on my easy run, on my long run, and on my race day. It can provide me the comfort and support I need for this longer run, but for my personal preference, I would like to have a pair of carbon plated shoes to pair with it. Like recently, I'm looking to get the Magic Speed to mix things up on my speed day. So there you have it. If you're considering getting yourself a pair of Novablast 3, keep an eye on the discount, make sure you get the right size, leaving a little bit room, and think about how it fits into your shoe rotation and your running routine. Okay, so that is my review on the Asics Novablast 3 after 250 km. I hope it provides the much needed information for you. And also feel free to let me know what shoe you want me to review next. I will try to make it happen. As always, keep running, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.